Hello everyone, welcome to AS online class and this is Narendra. It's a good news for all the people who are preparing for job examination and more specific the people who are preparing for bank exam. So here is the IBPS PO notification for 2025. So we will discuss what is there, how many vacancies are there and other important facts. So let's begin over here and the first thing I wanted to share with you is this slide. So a lot of information is there in this slide. You can see that what is that? The total number of vacancies in IBPS PO this year is 5,000 plus. In other words, 5,208. It's a very big vacancy when it comes to PO examination. So, right my dear friends, the important date you need to notice that. So, you can start applying online from 1st of July 2025 and the last date to apply is 21st of July 2025. So, do not wait till the last time if you are applying, because the last 2-3 days there will be lot of pressure on the server. So, there will be a problem sometimes. So, try to apply as early as possible. So, date I repeat 1st of July 2025 to 21st of July 2025, right my dear friends. So, you know that the IBPS conducts the examination on behalf of different nationalized banks, almost all the nationalized banks except State Bank of India. So, State Bank of India conducts its own examination, all the other nationalized banks are there. For their requirement, the IBPS is the body which conducts the examination. So, here the examination is getting conducted for 11 banks. For requirement of 11 banks, the officer requirement. What are those banks? The Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, UCO Bank, Bank of India, Central Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, and then Union Bank of India, the Bank of Maharashtra. You can see that the Indian Bank, Punjab and Sindh Bank, there are total 11 banks are there. Their requirement of provisionary officers is for that. This is what IBPS conducts the examination, and including all these 11 banks, there is what the total number of vacancies. So, I go side so that you can see the whole board, all the facts. Now, I will take you to the important another important section, and that is the who can apply this eligibility criteria. So, there are two basic eligibility criteria is there. One is education qualification, the other one is age. And those who have written the examination earlier, they knows that the education qualification is graduation. Graduation. In other word, you can call it degree. Is there any specific percentage is required in graduation? No. The answer is no. Simply degree pass. And that too, you must have passed the degree by 21st of July 2025. Then your education qualification satisfies. Coming to the age limit is for the officers it is 20 years to 30 years. Right my dear friends. So, that too your age will be counted as on 1/7/2025. So, by 1st of July 2025, you are at the age of 20 to 30 years, you are eligible. So, that means education qualification graduation, the age is 20 years to 30 years. Education qualification should be by 21st of July 2025 and your age should be between 20 to 30 years by the date 1st of July 2025. Now, the rest of the information I wanted to share with you is that what is the selection process? Okay, I want to be a provisionary officer in a bank. Fine, there are 11 banks are there, any one of the banks I am willing to join. Then what is the selection process for that? So, these are the steps. There will be a written examination. So, prelim exam we call it, the very first examinations which conducts. So, there will be a written examination which are in two phases. The first one is the prelim exam, and once you get the required rank, then you will be eligible to write the main examination. I will tell you what is the requirement for prelim examination, what should be your score in the prelim examination, so that you get a call for writing the main examination. Okay. And what is their syllabus in the main examination? All this we will discuss it. So, these two are the written examination. After that, it is newly added terminology called personality test. What is this personality test? I will discuss that, do not bother for that. You know that interview. For clerk there is no interview, but for officers there is an interview. Right, my dear friends? And once you complete and qualify and come into the required rank, then it comes the final part, that is joining. So, my dear friends, this is what the written examination is, that is one test, and the second one is interview. And what is the crucial role plays of these preliminary examinations? So, if you do not get the required score or required rank, you will not be able to write the main exam. That is all. So, after that you have to write another examinations or the next year examination. But if you are crossing the required score over here, coming to the required rank, then you will be writing the main examination. In the main examinations, if you qualify, if you get the required rank, then there will be an interview, and the interview and the main examination, these two are the important part, and these two scores will be added to finalize the candidates for selection. That means your selection is depending on your score, combined score of a main examination and interview. Now, I will go through a little bit of detail of the preliminary examinations, what will be the syllabus, and before that let me inform you that these all are the expected date which was given in the notification, that prelim exams will be conducted somewhere in the month of August this year, that means 2025. So, after that the main examination will be conducted somewhere in the month of October this year, 2025. Now, personality test, it is a formality which will be somewhere in the month of November, December this year, that means the end of this year. Okay. Now, coming to interview, and the interview will be somewhere in the month of December 2025 to January 2026. Right, my dear friends? So, if we are doing everything is going well, then you are expected to qualify, get the job, and when will you join? So, that tentative date is given to us, that is also the January to February in the year 2026. So, by this time those who qualified will become a bank officer. Come on, my dear friends, let me take you to the syllabus of a prelim exam. What is the syllabus of the prelim exam? So, here you can see that the prelim examination, and there are three sections are there, 1, 2 and 3. One that is English language, next quantitative aptitude, and the next reasoning ability. These are the three subjects. So how many questions comes in the English? So the number of questions in English is 30 and the number of marks is also 30. So you can see that 30 questions, 30 marks. That means one question, 1 mark. Coming to the quantitative aptitude, there will be 35 questions. This is for prelim exam. 35 questions and 30 marks. Total 35 questions and the total marks is 30. Coming to the next part, the reasoning ability, there will be 35 questions and for total marks for 35 questions will be 40. So there is some small changes in the breakup of the number of questions when compared to previously what the bank used to conduct. The previously bank used to give the English 30 and here it is 35 as it is, here also it is 35. The total 35 plus 30, it is on the same way, coming to not the number of questions, it is the number of marks. Previously what it used to happen, 30 question, 30 marks in English. Now here quantitative aptitude 35 questions and 35 marks, 1 question 1 mark, and reasoning ability also 35 questions 35 marks. But this time this pattern has changed a little bit. So instead of 35 marks here for reasoning, it's 40 marks. And here instead of previously 35 question marks would used to be there, now it is 30 marks. The small changes is there. So it does not matter. I just erased this part which was previously used to get conducted. So coming to the language, in which language the paper will be there. So obviously the English language will be in English. But coming to the quantitative aptitude and reasoning ability. So these two will be in the two languages, one is in English, the other one is in Hindi. So is in the case of reasoning ability, the English and Hindi, the question paper will be in English and Hindi. Now there is a sectional time. That means for this section, a specific time will be given to you. And after that time, automatically the screen will change and move on to the next section, quantitative aptitude. So here is the specific time mentioned is that is for English language you will have 20 minutes. After 20 minutes automatically the window will change and the quantitative aptitude will change, will appear. Now in quantitative aptitude also you have 20 minutes. So sectional timing, we call it as sectional timing. So is the case of reasoning, there will be 20 minutes to answer the questions in the section reasoning. Like that you notice that total number of questions are 100 and the total number of marks are 100 and the total time is 20 minutes plus 20 minutes plus 20 minutes, that is 60 minutes. Those who have previously written the examination, they must know what I am talking about. Okay, right my dear friends. So if you answer any question wrong, if your answer is wrong, in that case, for example, here one question 1 marks. But if your answer is wrong, you will not get the 1 marks, but whatever the marks you have got from other question, from there 1/4 of 1 will be deducted. So you made one question wrong, suppose, that means 1/4 of one question, 1 marks is 0.25. So whatever the score you got from right answers, from there 0.25 will be deducted. This is called negative score, negative marks. So, for wrong answer there will be negative marks. For right answers you will be getting for one question 1 marks in this section. So is the other section, and the question which you have not attempted, there will be no negative marks, there will be no positive marks. Right, my dear friends. So I am moving forward, and I wanted to tell you, because many people get panic by saying that, oh my God, how can I answer 30 questions of English in 20 minutes or 35 questions of reasoning in 20 minutes. You do not need to answer all 35 questions, 35 and 30, you do not need to answer 100 questions to get into the main examination. So what was the previous year cutoff? That is, previous year cutoff was this: for general candidate, those who scored out of 100, those who scored 48.5 or more, they got the main examinations call. That means, do not get panic that you have to answer 100 questions in 60 minutes. No, 35 questions in 20 minutes. No. So if you are answering total, then you are answering 100 questions. But look at the last year breakup. So those who scored 48.5 or more, they got the call for main examination. For in case of SC category, those who scored 48 or more, they got a call for main examination. So is the case in case of ST category, those who scored 41 or more, they got a main exams call later. OBC non-creamy layer, those who scored 48.5 or more, they got the call letter for main examination. So that means, out of this 100, if you are scoring somewhere, if you are scoring somewhere 50 or 50 plus, 2 marks plus or minus is possible. So out of 100 marks, if your score is close to 50 or 2-3 marks plus or minus, that means you are getting a call for main examinations. That is what our previous data shows, last year data. Now I am moving on to show you the once you cleared the prelim examination, you will be writing the main examination, and that too objective and computer based. So here let me show you the section that is reasoning. How many questions, how many marks? There will be 40 questions and 60 marks. The language of the paper of reasoning will be English and Hindi, and the time allotted for this section is 50. So is the case here. The economic, general knowledge, economic knowledge, banking awareness, digital, financial awareness. So these all are the current affairs, general knowledge, science and technology, banking awareness, economic terminology. All these are a little bit common for the bank exam. Now here you will have 35 questions and the marks allotted is 50. Right, my dear friends? So here the language of this banking awareness will be in both language, English and Hindi, and the time allotted is 25 minutes for this section. Moving to the next section here, that is English language. As it is English language, the language of a paper will be only in English, and there will be 35 questions and 40 marks for that. And here also for this section you are getting 40 minutes. After that this section automatically will be closed and the new window will open with the data analysis and data interpretation. So, here you are not saying that where is quantitative aptitude, but in data analysis or data interpretation, both are actually data interpretation. So, here the data interpretation will be formed on the ratio, framed on the percentage, framed on the time and work, framed on the pipe and system, framed on the time and distance. Like that, all the arithmetic chapters are there. The data interpretation will be framed based on that particular chapter. So, in other words, the quantitative aptitude is there, but the presentation of the question is not like in the clerical examinations or direct question is there, but the presentation of that chapter will be in the form of data interpretation. So, all the subject in-depth knowledge will help you over here, data analysis and data interpretation. In other words, I may call it quantitative aptitude presented in data interpretation format. Now, here 35 question and 50 marks. The language for this will be both English and Hindi, and here it is 45 minutes actually. For this section 45 minutes. Look at this one, that is 50 plus 25, that is 75, and 75 115 plus 45 160. So, data analysis, data interpretations, you are getting 45 minutes in this section. So, the total when it comes, there will be 145 questions, 200 marks total, and the total time allotted is 160 minutes, that is 2 hours 40 minutes. Right, my dear friends. So, when it comes to PO, there will be another section called descriptive test. Now, you can see over here the descriptive paper in which you have to write one essay and one that is comprehension, reading comprehension. So, you will have an option, the essay is there, two or 3 topic will be there. You can choose any one of the topic out of it. It could be economic related, it could be a social related, it could be a science related, it could be a political related. So, out of your choice, out of the 3 or 4 options which is given, you can choose of your own choice topic for writing the essay. And so is the comprehension. There will be 2 or 3 comprehension will be there. You can choose any one of the comprehension and answer it. Like that, one essay, one comprehension, that is 2 here. And the total mark for that is 25, and the time allotted is 30 minutes. So, when it comes to the main examinations, you have to write all these 5 sections. Here also 1/4 negative marks, that means any questions you answer it wrongly, then whatever you scored from the right answers, from there 1/4 of the allotted marks for that particular question will be deducted from your score, which I already explained. Right, dear friends, come over here. I said that what is this personality test? Do you, if any one of you have written the examinations and proceed step by step forward, then you might have seen that there is a document verification. So, the people verify the document with the original and the Xerox and all. This is nothing but it's the same thing. The document verifications, and there will be some verbal conversation. For example, where from you got graduated, from which college, what was your percentage, and if you are an engineering student, from which stream you have did it, so from which city you belong, so what's your father name. So, there will be a few conversation to verify your certificate. Usually this conversation was not there previously till now. This is the first time they are using this terminology, personality test, where along with the verification CO certificate, they may ask few questions related to those certificates only. That is not an interview. Okay, that is only a formality. So, look at this one, it is non-qualifying. So, everyone who will clear the main examination, this is only a formality for the document verification and few conversation related to the documents facts. So, there is no nothing like here someone has to qualify, not qualify. Everyone will qualify here. It is a non-qualifying section. Next comes is interview. Yes, my dear friend, it is vital. The interview part is, in interview what happens? There will be an 100 marks for interview. 100 marks. Total marks is 100 for interview. Here there is a certain percentage which you have to cross. If you do not cross that percentage, that is a pass percentage, then however good you have done in your main examination, that will be of no use. So, what is the pass percentage in the interview? So, here what the notification says, that for a general candidate, they have to score minimum of 40% to pass the interview. And in case of other these mentioned category, that is 35% out of 100 in interview. Okay. Many of the people will, those who pass the main examinations and those who qualify interview and pass the 40% or 35%. So, their main examination score and their interview score will decide whether you are getting the job or not. So, these are the only two sections based on which your selection depends. How is it depends? So, the next slide shows this part. As I said that there will be a main examinations and there will be an interview. So, whatever you score in the main examinations, so 80% it will be converted into 80%, and whatever you score in interview, it will be converted into 20%. Like that, the weightage of the main examination and interview is 80:20. After this score is taken and then added to it, then you are getting your final score. And if your final score is crossing, as I mentioned, the number of vacancies. So, if it is on the top of those number of vacancies, then you will be selected for the job. So, there will be what we have actually seen here. What is the number of vacancies? 5,208. So, there are so many people will be there over here. Those who got who qualified 40% in the interview and the main examination, and when it is added, so those 2,508 top people from 1 to 2,508. So, this many people will be selected for the job. What about the rest, those who are in the below? They are not, even though they qualify in interview and their main examinations score, when it is added, if it is not coming on top 2,508, the combined score, then they will be rejected. Those who comes from 1 to 2,508, so they will be selected. Obviously, the category wise selection is there. So, for these jobs we have the reservation for SC, ST and all and all. So, category wise rank will be prepared, based on that selection will take place. My dear friend, you must be thinking that, okay, I am interested for the bank job, I am interested for bank officer, ready to write the examination. What kind of salary will I get? So, your next slide indicates the kind of money you will be getting once you get the job in bank. So, the basic starts from this one, 48,480, and with the increment keep going on, it reach up to 85,920 if you remain as an scale 1 officer. Provisionary officer means scale 1 officer, that is assistant manager. So, if you remain on the same position, then this is what your starting basic plus top of that DA, which is 55% of your basic, top of that CT allowance, on the top of that vehicle allowance or travel allowance. So, lot of other allowances is there in the bank. Okay. Now, are you going to stay in the same thing, the PO consider as a scale? Scale 1, which is generally called as assistant manager. So, will you lifelong will be on the same post? No. So, there will be every 2 years to 3 years there will be an examinations, and then you will be promoted to the scale 2, which is called manager post. Manager. Right, my dear friends, after few years, 3, 4 years, 5 years, you will have the internal examinations. Then again you go to, here it's scale 2, you will go for scale 3, where you will be called as a senior manager, and so on and so forth. So, you can reach up to the chairman of the bank if you are joining in a bank as an provisionary officer. You can reach. I am not saying every provisionary officer will become chairman of the bank. So, there is one bank, one chairman. So, every provisionary officer have a chance to reach up to chairman if their performance and the other things competes with the other people. So, this is what about the IBPS PO notification, my dear friend. So, do not forget the date, and that date is that is 01/07/2025 is the starting date, and the ending date is 21/07/2025. This is the last date to apply. Okay. So, I would like to bring something in your notice. Probably you may be interested, your friends may be interested. And what is that? That we are, the ACE Online, we are offering a few things which I would like to bring in your notice. And what is that? That is IBPS clerk examinations, that is prelim followed by main also. In the all these courses are the pre-recorded courses. So, you can have your own self-study. So, coming to the 3 months course, 6 months course, 12 months course, and all the faculties who are teaching are the highly experienced faculty. If you talk about myself, I was the clerk in State Bank of India in the year 1989. Later on, I became the provisionary officer in the year 1992 in Bank of Baroda. So, all the people who are teaching have the in-depth knowledge of making the things to understand better for you. Now, coming to this one, if you are using this code ACE50, so you will be getting 50% of discount, and it is valid up to 30th of July. 30th of July. Taking to the next course, so we are offering a wonderful course, that is the SBI clerk prelim, and followed by main will also come. Now, the same thing, so this all are the duration of the course, and this all the profile of the faculties, And coming to this part, here if you are using this is 50, so whatever the free is there, it will give a 50% discount off until the July of July 30 of this year. The next part I wanted to bring, because some of you must be interested, and that is the IBPS RRB clerk prelim, and then followed by main also. So, you must be writing not only one exam, you will be writing the many examination in the search of the job, right my dear friends. So, here it is also a pre-recorded course is there, and these are the duration, these all are the faculty experience, and use the code is 50, you will be getting an by July of 30, you will be getting 50% of discount on that. And the last one, and that is what is this? The self-placed pre-recorded course are available in our website, and that is SSC JE, RRB JE, SSC CGL, RRB, NTPC, and the banking examinations. For subscriptions, that is 3 months, 6 and 12 months, and all and all. What you are expected to do is you can scan this code and can directly reach to our website, or else what you can do is you can go for the ACE online in computer, or there is a helpline from our side, that is this the number, you can call it for anything you wanted to know, we are ready to assist you. So, this is what our the information about the IBPS PO examinations and their relevant facts and the course which we are offering. Hope it is hopeful for you. With this, thank you very much and wish you all the best to all of you.